What's up, everybody? Caesar Madrazo here, and we are back with more Doki Doki Blue Skies. And tonight's episode is featuring Korean KFC. Yeah, a new KFC just opened right down the road from my apartment, and I just got some food for the first time from it. Because, man, I had never seen a KFC in Korea before, so I was really excited when I learned that one was opening up so close to me. And I have to say, so far, from what I've eaten, it tastes just like American KFC, except it's a little bit spicier. Like, whatever spices they have in American KFC, they just add a little bit more of that to the Korean chicken here. Which, that kind of makes sense. You know, Koreans, they're kind of known for liking spicy things. So, it didn't surprise me. I wasn't quite expecting it. But, yeah, as I said, tastes pretty much identical to American KFC, except with a little bit of spice. Pardon me, I muted my mic so you didn't have to hear me chewing. Anyway, enough dilly-dallying. Let's go ahead and get into the show here. It's already Sunday. Knowing that I'll be spending a day alone with Sayori is kind of weird. Not in a bad way or anything, it's just been a long time since we've had a day out together with just the two of us. Still, I'm looking forward to it. I just hope whatever was bugging her on Friday is gone. It was really hard seeing her like that. I shake my head. No, it's a new day today. It'll be much better. As my mind drifts while I wait for her, I subconsciously recall a memory from a long time ago. Our parents took us to a fair that came into town. We must have been around 11. I managed to win Sayori a giant cuddly cow plushie in one of those shooting minigame things. So, that's where Mr. Cow came from in this mod's canon. Well, actually, my dad did. I couldn't aim for my life. That's when I realized that video games don't train you to shoot in real life. Yeah, that's true. I remember one time when I actually did go to a shooting range with my parents, I realized just how different it is shooting in real life versus shooting in video games. But I also noticed after shooting at the shooting range that my ability to shoot accurately in video games really improved. Because, you know, I was focusing so much, I had to focus so much harder on aiming in order to shoot a real gun and hit my target. So when I transferred that focus over to video games, I was shooting way better in video games. So that's a little tip for any of you that want to get better at shooting in video games. Try going to an actual shooting range and shooting a gun, because it'll help. I smile at the memory. Does she remember it as well? The buzzing of the doorbell brings me back to the present. Most likely it's Sayori. Yep, there she is. She's gone for a pretty casual outfit. It's simple, but it works really well on her. So, in most mods, this is supposed to be inside Natsuki's house. So, a little bit of a deviation from from what's common in a lot of these DDLC mods. There is no correct canon as to what rooms are inside what houses except for what we see in the original DDLC, so that's no knock against it. It's just pretty interesting to see. Hi, Caesar. Ready to go then? Hey, sure am. Let's get going. I gently close the door behind me and we step out onto the street. It's a bright, sunny day. Not too hot, and there's a gentle breeze. Perfect. So, where are we going first then? Well, I made a list of all the stuff we'll need, so that'll be a big help. I fish out a small sheet of paper from my pocket. On it, I've written what we need and where to get the items from. So we need bookmarks, some sweets, ribbon, and some gift bags. To be honest, I have no idea where we can get the gift bags and the ribbon. I was planning to go to the arts and crafts store in town, but apparently it shut down recently. Oh, really? That's okay. I have some gift bags and ribbon at home. Thank God. That's pretty convenient. You should have mentioned it yesterday, though. Yesterday? Well, the last time that they talked was on Friday, so... Well, I don't know. I guess that doesn't make a big difference. Sorry, I must have forgot. Nah, it's okay. I'm curious why you have those two things, though. What do you use it for? Oh, I don't use them or anything. They're left over from a birthday party I had years ago. I think it was my 10th one. You remember it, right? She looks at me with puppy dog eyes as I hasten to try and recall. Something about you getting cake all over your face, right? Hey, you did too. I laugh as I realize I can't claim innocence here. Guilty as charged. Well, with those two items down, we just have to visit the bookstore and the supermarket. Which one are we going to first? Let's start with the bookstore, it's closer. Whatever you say. As we walk, I notice Sayori humming contentedly, a slight skip in her step. I forgot how adorable she could be, always so cheery. It's like she lives in her own little world. She looks like she's back to normal again. To say I'm relieved would be an understatement. Almost like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. Hey, Sayori? You look like you're in a much better mood today. Of course! I said I'd be fine today, remember? Pardon me, folks. So, here I am. It's a relief to see you back to your normal self. You really had me worried on Friday. No need to worry about me, silly. How have you been, anyway? Good, good. Never thought I'd be writing poems in my free time, but hey, it's a real change of pace from what I'm used to, but I'm not complaining. Sayori giggles. What? Oh, nothing, nothing. I just didn't see you as the poetic type, that's all. Well, I mean, you're the one who asked him to join the club, so you should have seen a little bit of potential in him. Well, I guess maybe the fact that they hadn't started writing poetry yet in the club would mean that that's not necessarily the case. However, if we're believing everything that is being said in the mod, and we are going with the assumption that Monika is not sentient, then Monika has seen Sayori's poetry before, and thus the topic of poetry should have at least been mentioned at, you know what, I'm thinking too much on it. Let's just keep going. All those video games, I guess, you really got into them over the past few years. I shift uncomfortably. I feel like this is a reference to us drifting. After all, she's not wrong. As I became more reclusive, I turned to gaming as an escape. Well, truth be told, I didn't really think I was a poet either. I guess I never realized how much I enjoy literature. I shrug off the comment about gaming. I want to enjoy today, after all. I mean, Yuri showed me this really cool book. Well, maybe not cool, but it was pretty interesting. Something about a girl who escapes from this weird human experimentation prison and all sorts of horrible stuff happens to her. Sayori pouts, looking very disapproving. I don't like the sound of that at all. It sounds really scary. I'd hate to live in a world where horrible stuff like that happened to me. Well, looks like Sayori's wonderful innocence never went anywhere. And I feel like that was probably a very on-the-nose comment to whatever's going to be happening in Dan Salvato's next visual novel, which he said was going to be coming out in 2020, and we're in July, so we're over halfway done with 2020, so hopefully we'll be seeing it pretty soon. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to you too, Sayori. I'd never let it happen. You're so sweet, Caesar, you know that? I used to be protective of Sayori when we were kids. Guess not much has changed, even after so much time apart. I hadn't even realized we'd made it to the bookstore already. As it turns out, the bookstore is actually a library. It's pretty small, but after glancing around, it seems to have what we need. Alright, here we are. Let's see what they have. I make a beeline for the rack of shelves carrying a nice variety of bookmarks that includes all different colors and sizes. Sayori wanders over, her eyes wide at all of the choices. Ooh, so many to choose from. Pardon me? Yep, who would have guessed there's such a demand for bookmarks of all things. This blue one is really nice. I look over slightly warily. I forgot how excitable she could be. It's a bookmark with a blue koala. Who makes a bookmark with a blue koala? Sayori seems to love it though. Before I even get to say anything, she starts gushing over another bookmark. Look at this red one! It's got a little ribbon shape on it. Just like mine. Well, at least this one is a bit more justifiable. Look at these, Caesar. They've got little puns on them. Sure enough, there's a row of little bookmarks bearing a picture of objects with puns related to them. An apple with the quote, "You are the apple of my eye." A cutesy smiling cartoon bacon with the words, "I like you more than bacon." These sound like Valentine's Day gifts, not bookmarks. Okay, that one kinda actually made me laugh. I'll admit I like the bacon one. The apple one's too cheesy though. Her face is all scrunched up, trying to decide which bookmarks to get. Probably better off just to get these plain ones, Sayori. These are just for strangers coming to view our performance. No point in getting these cutesy punny ones. Aww, no fun. Hey, I'll get you the donut one though. The donut one has a smiley donut with the words, "Donut, you know how amazing you are." That's Nah, that's a 3 out of 10 pun right there. Ooh, really? Thank you, I love it. It's not hard to make Sayori smile. In the end, we went for a pack of plain, colorful bookmarks. They get the job done, right? I think Sayori forgets that not everyone is into the stuff she's into. Now that the bookmarks are out of the way, we wander over to the supermarket. So, we just need the sweets, right? Mm-hmm. Do me a favor and don't spend hours trying to choose some, okay? I know what you're like with candy. Hey, it's not my fault I've got a sweet tooth. Oh, whose fault is it then? She sticks her tongue out at me. As predicted, Sayori is beyond excited, like a real kid in a candy store. Well, she's technically not in a candy store, but the saying doesn't really sound as good when it's a supermarket, does it? Oh, Caesar, there aren't any cookies here. I decide to humor her. Oh no, seriously? That's heartbreaking. I know, how can they call themselves a supermarket if they don't have any cookies? It's crazy, yeah. Anyway, we still have a lot to do when we get home, so let's make some choices now, shall we? Okay. We browse the selection, pondering which candy would be best to buy. Hey Sayori, what's your favorite flavor of licorice? Strawberry, why? No reason, just wondering. Strawberry licorice it is. I'm going to keep this as a surprise for Although doing these little thoughtful things for her makes me pause. Sayori told me I always used to look out for her back when we hung out. Did I really stop doing all that? I find that kind of hard to believe, given how naturally I find looking out for her to be. I think these will be okay, don't you think? She points into her bag, which is filled with an assortment of chocolates and other sweets. There's milk chocolate in here, toffee chocolates, peppermints, all sorts of stuff. People are gonna love it. They sure will. I'll just get some of my own candy, and then we can move on. Okay. We still got a lot to do, don't forget. Looks like Sayori's got the chocolate side of things handled. I decided to go for the fruity sweets. Alright, I think that'll do. Aw, time to leave already? Could you do me a teeny tiny favor? Let me guess, buy you some cinnamon buns? How did you know? Whenever our parents took us out shopping together, you always used to ask your mom for the exact same thing. She blushes a little, turning away. Guess some things never change, right? I smile back at her. It's the little things with Sayori, that really warm my heart. I'm definitely not complaining. Hands filled with candy, we head to the register to pay. The cashier gives us a stern look, almost like he's disapproving of all the sugar we're carrying. Sayori is totally oblivious, probably too busy thinking about which candy she can get away with eating. Okay, so that's everything. Let's head home and get started with the quotes. Okay, although I need to grab the goodie bags and ribbon from my place. So you should head home and get your computer up and running while I do that. That way, by the time I'm back at yours, you'll be good to go. She really has a knack for showing initiative when I least expect it. Her idea is pretty smart though, so I roll with it. Great thinking. Here, hand me the bookmarks so I can take them home. I'll see you in a bit. Just give me a buzz when you're outside. Sure thing. I make my way upstairs and boot up my computer, tossing the bookmarks onto the desk. As the machine whirs to life, I sit back, idly thinking about literature. There's probably some really deep quotes out there. I laugh softly to myself, imagining how much someone like Yuri would resonate with those wise words. She'll probably appreciate the quotes the most. For the second time today, the sound of the doorbell ringing jolts me back into reality. Once again, it's Sayori, who's clutching a large sack filled with colorful assortment of gift bags. It looks like she's literally carrying a rainbow. Hi again. So, here they are. I lead her upstairs as she carries on being enthralled by the colors. Man, you really couldn't decide on a color, could you? There's so many pretty ones to choose between, Caesar. I figured you could help me choose, so I brought them all. Oh, shall we go for blue? Or the pink ones? But these green ones are really pretty too. Sayori, how many do we need? This one has little cinnamon decorations on it. Sayori! Sorry. How many do we need? Good question. I think about 15 will do, right? Just to be on the safe side. 15? Really? I mean, I was thinking more like, at least 50. Because, I mean, you never know. You don't know how many people are going to show up to your event. I mean, either this is a really tiny school, or Sayori is really pessimistic about how many people are going to show up. She pulls out some ribbon from the sack. Unlike the gift bags, these are all one color, a very deep red. Yeah, can't see anything wrong with that. Want to help me with the quotes? Sure. What about this one? Writing is its own reward. I mean, doesn't it feel good when you finish one of your poems? Excuse me again. Or don't you feel excited to show what you've written to people? Kinda, I guess. I think Yuri would really like that quote, though, so let's use that one. Yeah, I'm with you on that. What about this one? There are 3 rules for writing a novel. Unfortunately, no one knows what they are. I don't get it. Neither do I, to be honest, but I like the humor, and it strikes me as something people might find funny. I don't know. I think it's something Monika or Yuri might find amusing. I'll trust your judgment. I like this one a lot. There's no real ending. It's just the place where you stop the story. That sounds like something that you would hear in the meta series almost. It actually reminds me of a thought I had about poetry. Oh? Yeah, to me a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. Nice reference. That's kinda profound. Something I'd expect from Yuri. So, what does it actually mean? Can't you see? It means that just because the poet has stopped writing, it doesn't mean the poem is over. Well, if you say so, Sayori. I think a lot of people will appreciate this one. What do you think? There's something quite delicious about writing the first words of a story. You never quite know where they'll take you. I think so too. That one's so... It makes you feel a sense of wonder, doesn't it? Exactly the kind of feelings a good story should make you feel. Wow, I sound like Yuri, don't I? A little bit. She's rubbing off on you, huh? Does that mean I'll start sounding intelligent? Sayori chuckles, her eyes full of mirth. Her laughter is so innocent and sweet. You already do, Caesar. Ah, come on, Sayori, that's not true. My poems aren't anywhere near as good as yours. Mine aren't anything special, don't be silly. But I'm sure you'll be a great poet in no time. Ha, well, I'll believe it when I see it, I guess. Anyway, let's get these printed and start putting together the goodie bags. Okie dokie. After finding a few more quotes, we get to work. We all have the items ready to go, and now it's just a case of putting a bookmark, quote, and candy in each bag. Then tying it all up with a piece of ribbon. We get to work, a comfortable silence descending on the room. As we progress, I realize how happy I've been all day. It's not anything fancy, just going into town with Sayori, but even that has put me in good spirits. Spending time with someone, joking around, reflecting on old memories. This weekend has been miles better than how my weekends typically go. Boring, filled with aimless gaming and anime. I've missed this. I've missed this a lot. I really have. And most of all, I've missed Sayori. Today has taught me that I'm determined to spend more time with her. After all, I think she enjoyed it too. There's a lot to catch up on, so I suppose we'll have plenty to say and do over the upcoming weeks and months. You've been pretty quiet, Caesar. Are you okay? And there it is. That defining trait of hers, always being concerned about others' well-being. I'm lucky to have someone like her in my life. What? Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, sorry. Just been doing a lot of thinking. About what, if I can ask? Just about today. I really enjoyed it. Hanging out with you again, it's been a while, hasn't it? It has! I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I was going to say that I did too. I haven't had this much fun in a while. Hearing that lifts my spirits even further, something I didn't think was possible. You know, I'm genuinely happy to hear that. I haven't really told anyone, but... Sayori looks at me, her blue eyes swimming with concern. Truth be told, I've been kind of lonely. Ever since my parents' divorce, I haven't really had much contact with people. And spending time with you today, it's been refreshing. A really nice change of pace, you know? A change of pace from spending the weekend by myself, playing games. Oh, I'm so sorry, Caesar. I had no idea you felt this way. You should have told me earlier that you were so lonely. I hate that I couldn't help you before. No, it's okay, seriously. It's not your fault or anything. I've just been really reclusive myself. And I've really enjoyed the literature club so far. Just being able to spend time with people my age again, discover a new hobby. I appreciate it more than I can describe. You've all been super welcoming. I know I'm no poet or anything, but that didn't bother any of you. Well, I'm glad you feel included in the club. That's exactly what we want the club to be. Welcoming. And I'm gonna make sure you're never lonely again, okay? Gotta put a smile on your face, you hear me? Can't have you being sad. Starting with this! She reaches towards me and starts tickling me, her hands ghosting over my neck and chest. I recoil instinctively, laughing like a small child. Hey, stop that. You know I'm ticklish. My laughter must be a catalyst for her tickling, but as she hears it, she doubles her efforts, a childlike grin on her face. I'm squirming and howling with laughter, almost running out of breath. Please, Sayori, I can't breathe. Just give me a second. She pauses, giving me a chance to catch my breath. Good, she's fallen for my decoy. I dart forward, pulling her arms away from me and driving her towards the bed, pinning her beneath me. It's time to enact some revenge. What? No! You tricked me! No fair! Poor little Sayori, bamboozled by the mastermind Caesar. Please, have mercy! What was that? Sorry, I didn't catch that. You'll have to speak up. Alright, so now we get the Sayori substitute for the extra picture that we would see in the Natsuki and Yuri routes. I playfully feign deafness as I carry on tickling her. Her laughter is like music to my ears. She's squirming under my fingertips, crying with mirth. To see such a big smile on her face, even if it's kinda involuntary, it's such a nice sight to see. Her laugh has such an innocent, joyful ring to it. Hearing it transports me back 10 years, back when we had that carefree level of innocence only childhood could have. Please, seriously, I can't breathe. She does sound quite short of breath, and I've been tickling her for a while. I think I've had my revenge. It's only when I stop tickling her that I realize the situation we're in. I'm sitting on top of her, pinning her down with my legs. One of my hands rests where her neck meets her shoulder, and the other one is wrapped around her wrist. As the laughter from both of us subsides, a new atmosphere takes its place. It's not exactly awkward, but it's unusual, and neither of us know how to react. I meet Sayori's gaze and find something in her eyes. What exactly is it? I wish I could read that expression, but the novelty of this situation makes me so unsure. Expectant? Was that the word I was looking for? I don't know. To anyone looking in, this probably wouldn't look as innocent as we think it does. I hasten to climb off her, and she responds by sitting up on the bed, the completed goodie bags all but forgotten. Sorry, No, it's okay. She responded quite quickly. It isn't just me who sensed something in the atmosphere. The atmosphere is becoming more and more awkward by the moment. What exactly happened? Anyway, I'm glad we managed to get the goodie bags finished. Oh yeah, me too. They were a lot of fun to make. I just hope the other students like them. I'm glad she's able to roll with the change of topic. Just like that, some of the awkward air is dispelled. Monika will be pleased too. A lot of effort went into these. I know she'll appreciate what we've done. Mm-hmm. I think Yuri will love the quotes. Some of those really reminded me of her. Not just me who thought that then. How are you feeling about the actual recital though? I mean, I knew I probably seemed pretty enthusiastic when Monika asked us. But you're kinda nervous now? Yeah, I guess. It'll be okay, though. I mean, I have my poem, and I sorta know how I want it to go, so I think with a little more practice, it'll be fine. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Let's, not think about that. What about you, Caesar? Aren't you nervous? Truthfully, yeah. I don't have Monika's confidence, sadly. But hey, I really like the club, and this is my chance to give something back to it, right? Yeah, that's a great attitude to have. Besides, I have an excuse to be bad. I'm new and nowhere near as experienced as you guys, so that's my justification if my performance isn't that great. Caesar, all you have to do is practice, okay? Your performance will be just as good as ours, I know it. It's nice to have someone believe in me, I guess. Thank you, Sayori. No problem. I really should get going, though. I need to practice my... I need to practice my poem and stuff. Yeah, that reminds me, I should probably do the same. Do you want to take the goodie bags? Sure! Okay, I'll put them in a sack for you. 1 second. I'm rummaging around, finding a bag big enough for all of the smaller ones. Handing the big one over to Sayori, we both head downstairs. As she hovers by the doorway, she turns around to face me. There's a shyness on her face. Oh, by the way. Yeah? Thanks for today, Caesar. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Hey, that's alright. I really enjoyed myself too. We should make this a more regular thing. Her face lights up. Yeah! I like the sound of that. I'll see you tomorrow for the festival, okay? That you will. See you tomorrow, Sayori. As she waves and walks off, bag in hand, it takes me a few moments to identify what it is I'm feeling inside. Happiness. Something as simple as going to town and making goodie bags with Sayori. It made me feel really warm inside. How has it taken me this long to realize? Alright, so that's Sunday taken care of, and I guess today we get the festival day. And from the looks of it, we're not going to get a Sayori suicide this time, so... good. Alright, so here we are. It's the day of the festival. And, alright, I think we're going to save the festival day for next time, guys. We're 25 minutes in. Things are looking pretty good for the Sayori route. I know that there's supposed to be a happy ending and a sad ending, so I guess we'll see what's to come. I have no idea how far we are into the mod. I don't know if the festival is supposed to be the last day or if there's supposed to be days afterwards. I literally know nothing about this mod, and I knew nothing when I started playing it, so, you know, stuff to look forward to here. But with that, let's take one last drink of some Korean KFC Sprite, and with that, I will see you guys next time.